You know that little string of numbers and letters on your payslip? Well, it has a surprising amount of power over how much money actually ends up in your bank account. We're talking about your tax code. It's a mystery to millions, but it's something you absolutely need to get your head around.
Oh, you know the one. You've worked your socks off all month. You finally opened that payslip expecting a nice little reward for your efforts. And then, that sinking feeling. The final number is just lower than you thought it would be, right? Trust me, you are not alone. And more often than not, the culprit is hiding in plain sight.
But here is the good news. Before you start to worry, you need to know that you are in control. We've put this entire breakdown together with the expert tax advisors at Pro Tax Accountant to show you exactly how to understand your tax code and, even more importantly, how to fix it if it's wrong.
So here's our game plan. First, we're going to crack the code itself. Then we'll look at the really common mistakes that could be costing you. After that, it's your 5-step action plan to take back control. We'll also cover when it's time to call in the pros, and finally, what your next steps should be.
Right, let's get straight into it. What on earth is a tax code and what does it actually do? It's time to go from payslip confusion to crystal clarity.
Think of it like this. Your tax code is basically a secret message from HMRC directly to your boss. It tells your employer precisely how much of your salary they're allowed to pay you before any tax gets taken off. It's the critical instruction that decides your final take-home pay.
Okay, remember this number, £12,570. For the 2025 to 2026 tax year, this is your magic figure. It's the standard tax-free personal allowance. For most people, that's how much you can earn before you have to pay a single penny of income tax.
So how does that big number turn into that little code on your payslip? Well, it's actually pretty simple. HMRC takes the 12,570, they chop off the last digit, the 0, and then they just stick the letter L on the end. That L simply means you're entitled to the standard tax-free personal allowance. And just like that, you've got 1257L, the most common tax code in the UK.
And here's a pro tip for you, straight from the team at Pro Tax Accountant. When you leave a job, you get a form called a P45. This thing is gold. Seriously, think of it as your financial passport. Handing this to your new boss on day one is the single fastest way to make sure you're taxed correctly right from the start.
But what happens when that code is wrong? This is where so many people get caught out. And believe me, these common mistakes could be costing you real money every single month.
You see, your tax code isn't set in stone. It's meant to change as your life changes. Did you just start a new job? Do you have a side hustle or maybe a second income? Perhaps your job started giving you benefits, like a company car or private health care. Or maybe your personal life changed. You got married and can now claim marriage allowance. Any one of these things can throw your tax code way off if HMRC doesn't know about it.
Remember that P45 tip? Well, this is exactly why it's so important. If your new employer doesn't have it, they'll probably put you on an emergency tax code. You can spot it easily on your payslip. Just look for a W1, an M1, or an X. If you see one, that's a big red flag. See, a normal code is cumulative, which means it smooths your tax payments out over the whole year. But an emergency code, nope. It taxes each payslip on its own, which almost always means you pay way too much tax until it's sorted out.
Okay, now we need to talk about something a little more serious. Stay with me because this part is crucial. If you see the letter K at the start of your tax code, that's a sign you need to stop what you're doing and pay very, very close attention. This is something that catches a lot of people out.
A K code is definitely not good news. What it means is that HMRC thinks you owe them tax from a previous year, and they're collecting it right now directly from your pay. They do this by basically taking away your entire tax-free allowance and then some. You can end up with a negative allowance, meaning you get taxed on more money than you actually earned until that debt is all cleared.
Okay, that's enough of the scary stuff. Let's talk solutions. You are absolutely not powerless in this situation. This next part is your clear 5-step action plan to get this whole thing fixed, and it's easier than you think.
Your journey to fix this starts right here. The quickest and easiest way to take back control is through the official gov.uk website. It's actually designed to put the power back in your hands.
So here's exactly what you do. Step 1, get your bits and pieces ready. All you need is your national insurance number and your latest payslip. Step 2, head over to the gov.uk website and search for the Check Your Income Tax service. Step 3, sign in with your government gateway ID. If you don't have one, it's pretty quick to set up. You'll just need something like your passport to prove who you are. Step 4, and this is the most important bit, carefully check all the details HMRC has on you and update anything that's wrong. Finally, step 5, hit submit.
So, what happens after you've sent your update? Well, you will need a little bit of patience. HMRC usually takes about 15 working days to process everything and send a new tax code to your employer. You should then see that shiny new correct code on your very next monthly payslip, or within about 3 weekly pay packets. It's not instant, but the fix is definitely on its way.
Now, while that online service is brilliant for straightforward cases, let's be honest, not everyone's financial life is that simple. Sometimes the DIY approach just isn't enough, and it's time to call in the professionals.
Just ask yourself this: is my financial life more complicated than one job and one payslip? Are you juggling multiple income sources? Maybe you're a company director, or you have income from renting out a property. If you're nodding along right now, you should seriously think about getting expert help, especially if you're dealing with that tricky K-code we talked about.
And you know what? You wouldn't be alone. Take a look at this. When it comes to something as simple as claiming for work expenses, HMRC's own data shows a massive 70% of people use agents to do it for them. This just proves that even for things that seem simple, many of us prefer the peace of mind that comes with professional help. An accountant just speaks HMRC's language and gets things sorted.
So, where do you go from here? Well, the power is now in your hands. It's time to take control of your tax situation today and make absolutely sure you're not paying a penny more than you have to.
And for that kind of expert advice, the team that helped us put this whole thing together is there to help. You can contact ProTax Accountant directly, give them a call, send a message on WhatsApp, or just drop them an email. And if you want to go even deeper, they've got a fantastic detailed guide covering all of this and more on their blog. It's a great resource to have bookmarked.
Now, just before we finish, a really important disclaimer. Please remember that all the information we've gone through here is for general guidance. Your own financial situation is unique to you, so you shouldn't rely only on this to make decisions. Before you take any action, you really should consult a professional, like the experts over at ProTax Accountant.
And hey, if you found this useful, it would be brilliant if you could subscribe to the ProTax Accountant channel. They're always putting out great content like this, all designed to make the world of UK tax just a little bit simpler for all of us. I'll leave you with this final thought. Now that you're armed with this knowledge, go and take another look at your payslip. Are you really confident you're paying the right amount of tax? If not, well, you now know exactly what to do about it.